Yeah, it has happened that the chances of somebody going and saying I will not afford this month has been increased in the past, especially when we had our first wave. Even the government said you don't have to pay if you do not have the money. Wait a little bit until something happens. So a lot of people have started to get into that culture of talking to their creditors and letting them know in time. And this is going to make sure that you do not find yourself finding yourself in situations like you have to go and do consolidations and all that, because that costs you a lot of money. Even just doing a debt, anything, that costs you more money. But you could actually do all of those arrangements yourself and not pay R1 extra in terms of doing that call to your creditor, and also not paying the extra interest because you have said, I'm not going to pay. So that is the best thing that anybody can do, to not take a loan. Go and negotiate in time, because a loan is going to be more costly than just making one phone call. Everybody understands what's going on. And if either it's lockdown or not, everybody's always have been always willing to understand if you can't afford to pay.
Yeah, in the event that someone finds themselves in a situation where whoever financial provider is not as understanding as we'd like, what kind of recourse, if any, can they take?
So, of course, well, the good thing is that the government has made the negotiations on our behalf. But then there will be companies where they say, no, we are going to take the car back. So even there, it is so important for you to understand the process of getting something that you have already to be repossessed, because also there is so much laws that are in place that organizations sometimes do not go with. So you have not paid one installment and your car is repossessed. You do not have to suffer that kind of experience when you understand your rights. So understand your rights, understand what is the process the service provider is supposed to do to go through that if they are not understanding what you are going through. Because a lot of times I've seen a lot of repossessions that shouldn't have happening because the customer does not understand what must happen. They just know that I haven't paid, somebody should come and take my house, my car. There is so much that we need to understand around this borrowing and money thing, so that we do not find ourselves suffering more than we should have.
Yeah. And when someone comes to you and says, look, I'm in a cash crunch, these are my expenses, how should they be thinking about responding to their priorities? And I only ask that because in some people's minds, things that are important perhaps shouldn't be, and things that, should stick around are thought of as not being necessarily important. So what is the line of thinking, for lack of a better term, that anyone should take if they're trying to sort of clamp down on their cash crunch?
Yeah, and that is a very important thing I wanted to look at. And one of the things, like I said, always your money is lying in the small things. So a lot of us have subscriptions of things that we do not need, of things that are not important, of things that we are not even using. So you'll find that you have 6 funeral plans. And why do you have 6? Because really one is enough. So you find yourself, you've got policies that you do not need. You find that you have subscribed to this, you have subscribed to that. Every year, make sure that you go through your statement and try to make sure that you have everything that you really need, and the rest you go and cancel it. If you're not going to the gym, cancel it. If you're not going to be using your insurance because you are working from home, cancel and say, now I'm working from home, I'm not going to be using my car every day.
Right.
So that is you can get all these small monies. And then you obviously have to look after your food.
Yeah.
And just making sure you're surviving. The rest is things you can always go and negotiate for.
Busi, thanks very much for your time and your insights. Certainly appreciate it. That's Busi Selesho, who is a money coach. Appreciate your time.